Okay, hello. This is the third week with the WBL, Professional Development Learning, and I'm going to go through a few bits that will help you get your learning journals put together. We'll take a look at an area of learning title and a skill, and we won't be doing any samples because this is a recording, but we have some samples that people are posting in the Google Docs. We'll review the learning objectives, which is quite important as well at the end. So again, as I suggest, please have a look in the Google Docs area for samples of the areas of learning titles that you're all posting. That's really helpful to share with each other. And remember, we don't want the title to be just too broad, say for example communication, but have it a bit more focused, like the student union communication for events. Here's a sample of an area of learning that I put together as a draft to stimulate discussion. I'm not saying that this is the right way to do it. It's simply one particular model. I have had some conversations with people about the difference between writing this learning journal and writing an academic essay. Notice I have included in here some Harvard referencing. Now, it's not absolutely required for this learning journal to have academic references, but if what you're doing is linked to an existing theory or model, then it is appropriate to add that. You can put it in at the end of each area of learning. And that will help to support what you're building as your theory to practice part of the journal. Notice also that as I'm mentioning certain events or projects, any of the documentation that is linked to it is added, like for example here where it says Appendix 1A. Again, looking here then, at a particular skill, what I've done is, I've developed this area of learning and tried to explain, first of all, at a description level, what the skill is that's related, and then to develop that further with the analysis of what learning I had to go through, the analysis of what I kind of do implicitly, making it explicit so that the reader can understand the nature of the knowledge that I've gained through that project or event. Now, this is, I think, very useful because the external examiner has given us some comments, and one of the main items that he's mentioned here is that the learner should be encouraged to more closely relate their theoretical understanding to the personal. So this is a little bit about what I was saying before, that unlike an academic essay where we want you to reference the journal article or the book chapter, here it's taking that theory that you are using to guide your actions and to guide the process of your knowledge, and then linking it to your personal knowledge. He also says the learner moves more to personal aspects. They could map back to theory to identify where their experiences match or differ from it. So again, that mapping process is something that we would want to encourage in the writing of this journal, that you are linking the practice with the underpinning theory or models that are informing it, but then also that the practice can possibly develop into something for the organization in the lines of a procedure or a policy. It might be that based on this project or event that you've been involved with, you are able to generate a staff handbook or a student handbook which guides the way things are done in the organization. I did a bit of searching so that you could see some samples of different learning journal styles. This website here is something that I might recommend, and I do kind of like diagrams, so I thought that this kind of circle approach is a good way of looking at the process of organizing and developing your journal. So you're going from that professional dialogue and then planning, structuring your different skills and events. We've tried to guide that with the template. And how that learning then shifts from that personal level and goes into to demonstration of impact that the learning has. So again, a big difference of this type of journal to a normal academic essay is making sure that you demonstrate how that knowledge is applied. And then, of course, it cycles back around and there's that reflective element, reflection on the learning. Here's another sample of reflective writing. This is from that website, and you can see that the feedback is there on the right-hand side. I'm highlighting areas which we would encourage as writing style to change the journal from being just a personal diary where you are discussing your feelings, but instead that it becomes a document almost as a resource. If you were going to be trying to train someone to do that job or that skill in that area of learning, they should be able to read your journal and gain insight on how to perform and do a better job. Now, learning journals can take a number of different forms. We're going to be doing ours as a Word document, which is private and offline. But a blog is simply an online journal. I have my own WordPress site, and abasiel.wordpress.com, and I use that as a tool to archive various events and presentations that I've done to be able to have that as learning artifacts. So again, here's a website that you may want to have a look at. You're not required to put your journal online, but I would encourage people to explore this as a media. And remember, if something is online, that doesn't mean that it has to be open to the public. It could well be that you put it online, but it's private only for you. And the nice thing about that is that anytime you log in, you can add some comments and make some changes. All right. The last part now are the three learning outcomes. In the final page, after you've done your areas of learning, the external examiner has asked us to show a kind of self-assessment, I think you could call it, or self-review, where you have that learning outcome, and then in the next column, we're asking you to make a personal learning outcome. So, for example, here in learning outcome 2, you would discuss models of professional development or current practice and research. So any of the events or skills or projects that you're doing that would relate to that, you would identify in that summary assessment, and then modify this statement as well as the last statement for independent learning and ability to act autonomously, to identify a personalized learning outcome, and again how your impact has been applied. So I hope these samples have helped. Please do post your draft work on the Google site, and please do make sure you are working with your study partners. And we look forward to meeting next time. Yvonne will be working with you on leadership, and we want, as part of your final review, and also within the sample of your learning journal that you put in at the end of the document, some text that you've written linking to the way you're doing your leadership. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.